Alright, welcome to part 3 of the video walkthrough for King's Quest VI. Just to recap, last time we talked to the sailor, the ferryman, and he gave us a bunch of info regarding the islands experiencing political strife over stolen or misappropriated properties, and apparently the monarchs were pretty cool, and from before that, Ali, who clued us in on the ferryman's existence, I mentioned the existence of other islands and mentioning the possibility of going there as a learning experience. So we're going to head this way, and actually we're going to go back here to the bookstore.
Good day again. How may I help you?
And actually he can't help us at all, because we're going to be talking to this guy.
Good day, sir. Is there anything you can tell me about the land of the Green Isles?
I'm sorry, but I have no time for idle conversation. I'm too worried about the princess.
So, in order to make him stop freaking out about that,
Determined to learn more about the strange man's relationship with the princess, Alexander shows the man his insignia ring and formally introduces himself.
I'm sorry to insist, but my name is Alexander of Daventry, and...
I appreciate the offer of the ring, Alexander, but I'm afraid I'm already spoken. Daventry? Where have I heard of Daventry? Flying flit mice. You must be Prince Alexander. Cosima told me about you when she arrived home. How came you here?
Why, by a ship now wrecked upon the sand. But you know Cosima? She truly spoke of me?
Yes, I saw her briefly when she first returned home. She mentioned a prince to me, the Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm afraid that was before she was told about her parents' deaths. You see, she arrived home a few weeks too late. The king and queen thought they'd never see her again. It is said they died of heartbreak. I'm afraid she's blamed herself.
What a terrible homecoming. If we had only known.
Terrible indeed, poor thing. Everyone in the kingdom seems to despair with her these days. The streets are silent.
Where is she now?
The princess is sequestered in mourning. It's a rather dated tradition, and not required, but the Wazir says she insisted out of respect.
I see. You've yet to say who you are, and how you know the princess.
I? Oh, pardon me. My name is Jalo. I am clown to the royal court, and have been since the marriage of Cosima's parents, King Calipham and Queen Alaria. Oh, those were the happy days. The pair of them were so full of joy and life, so in love. And Cosima's birth. It would be hard to explain how long they had waited, how they had hoped for a child. I mean, she was such a charming little thing, smart as a whip, kind and sweet. Oh, she means everything to this kingdom, Alexander, and to me. I'm so terribly worried about her.
About her grief over her parents, you mean?
Well, the truth is, I do not trust the Wazir or his plans for Cosima. I'm still living at the Castle of the Crown as court clown, his clown. But it is more to keep my ear to the ground than out of loyalty. I wish I knew what the princess thinks these days. If only I could find Sing Sing, Cosima's pet nightingale. I might be able to send the princess a message. As it is, I must wait for the end of her seclusion. Now I'm afraid I must hurry back to the castle. I'll try to return to the bookshop again later.
Thank you for speaking with me, Jalo. I hope we meet again soon.
Alright, so Jalo, the court clown, helped to shed some light on the situation regarding the princess, and even though he was voiced by Snagglepuss, his information was still viable. And we have to wait for him to mosey off the screen there. Now to go to the pawn shop.
Old lamps for new.
We don't actually
Old
care
lamps
about the lamps.
For new.
but I like that old man. He's sufficiently creepy.
Good day.
So now I just go ahead and show him the ring. As you recall,
Can you tell me, merchant, what the value of this ring might be?
the ferryman mentioned
By the sands of the sea, what a beauty!
that he'd have the
Fine gold
magic map.
and masterful artistry. This ring is quite valuable, sir. I would not feel right taking it in trade. None of the items on display in my humble store are even close to the value of this ring.
Truly? Well, it would be hard to part with it anyway, I suppose.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to exchange this ring for the magic map. I don't know, maybe you have to talk to him first?
Excuse me, merchant, but the ferryman mentioned that you might have a magic map of the land of the
There we
Green
go.
Isles.
Why, as a matter of fact, I do. I keep it under the counter. It's been gathering dust so long that I nearly forgot about it. It was quite a few years ago, you see. The estate of a wealthy wizard fell into my hands when he died. It was useless magical junk mostly, which reminds me, I've still got some things of his in the back that I need to dump out. Anyway, the magic map was the one true treasure in the lot. The wizard was quite old and feeble and had enchanted the map to aid in traveling. It is said that one need only desire to be on an island depicted on the map to find oneself there. It is a very valuable map, as you can imagine. Unfortunately, no one is interested in traveling these days. It is far too dangerous with the current state of the kingdom.
What would you take for the map?
I would normally want something magic in return, but since I am hardly overrun with prospective buyers, I would be willing to take anything of equal value in exchange.
Hey, how about the ring made of gold?
Would you be willing to take my family ring in exchange for the magic map?
Daventry, are you a king then?
No, that's my father, King Graham. I'm just Alexander.
Well, Prince Alex, she is a beautiful ring. Are you sure you can part with such a unique family heirloom?
The ring does mean a lot to me. I didn't always have a family, you know. Still, it is only gold. There are more important things at stake now.
Then you now own a magic map, Prince Alex. I will keep your ring out of sight for a few days. If you find anything else of great value in your travels, you can come back for your ring. I would hate to see it melted down for gold. Ah, and a warning about the map. It will only operate when you are out in the open and within sight of the sea. The limitation has something to do with the teleport spell ingredients. You might try the beach.
Thank you. You are very kind. And I'll remember about the map.
Meanwhile, the cloaked man makes an appearance.
Suddenly, the old man in the concealing cloak sneaks past Alexander, and with a sneaky dart of his hand, steals a mint from the candy jar. The old man stuffs the mint into his mouth and wobbles unsteadily out of the pawn shop.
Cutscene.
Master! I followed Prince Alexander as you wished. From the pawn shop owner, he just abstained, just reprieved. He just got a magic map.
You fool! You've been eating those mints again. I ordered you to stop that.
Yes, Master.
Now, what is this about a magic map?
With the map, Prince Alexander could travel anywhere as quickly as I can.
I thought I took care of the only means of travel. By my scimitar, I can't have him stirring things up now. Get a hold of yourself and listen carefully, Shamir. Go to the other islands and tell them...
So, some sinister dealings with the silliest voiced genie ever around. The voice acting in this game either ranges from realistic to just insane, so there's that. So we've got the magic map. But wait, that's not all. Because we want to go over here. You may recall that the pawn shop owner mentioned dumping the wizard who owned the maps, other stuff that he happened to have. So we'll just go over here. And boom! Time to raid the garbage. And let's see what we find.
Alexander sorts through the odds and ends that the pawn shop owner dumped into the pot. Magic exploding gum wrappers, a shattered crystal ball, a cracked wand, a fake thumb. Near the bottom, Alexander finds a little glass bottle labeled ink. It appears to be empty, but Alexander decides to take it anyway. You never know when a small bottle will come in handy.
Alright, so we got that, and I think we're good to start traveling to the next island. So we'll ignore that bird for now. We'll get back to it. And you just stand on the beach, like the shopkeep said, and use the magic map. Or as the ferryman said, a magic map! So whip it out.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
And we'll start by going, here's the map. We'll go to the first island up here.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright, and we can't do anything super good from now except for take the items here.
Alexander picks the flower and is startled by its hideously strong skunk-like odor. For a moment he can smell nothing else.
Along with this black feather.
Alexander takes the feather.
And then, let me just check here. We've got all these items. Okay, so we're good to go to the next island.
Alexander.
So we'll just jump over to the Isle of Wonder.
Alexander.
And might as well get this part out of the way. Try to go to the west or the north.
Alexander hears someone
And
coming.
it's time for the most unsettling portion of the game, where you have to not be killed by dwarves.
5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man, said he, with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If mad it be, then mad it dies. Old Tom Troll, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
Alright, so for each of these, the idea is to give them something that titillates their respective senses. In this case, the flower.
Alexander holds the flower of stench out to the gnome with the jumbo nose.
Tom Troll I am, that's all I'll be. My nose knows all on land and sea. A flower of stench has washed ashore. A flower 'tis all, and nothing more.
So it takes care of him.
Listen, hark you, Grovenor, do your duty as you swore. With your ears, please tell us more.
And ears means bird makes music.
Alexander winds the tin nightingale and plays it for the gnome with the monumental ears.
A nose is not a way to spy. My ears cannot be told a lie. A nightingale is all there be. No man is near, and so say me.
Alright.
Taste, Grump, that we might know whether friend or whether foe.
So now we just throw a mint right there.
Alexander holds the mint out for the gnome with the gigantic mouth.
Grumflump knows a tasty treat. It matters not what others bleat. No danger is this one so sweet.
Thanks, Droopy. So,
Trilly dilly, use your hands. Is it beast or is it man?
alright, and then we just take the rabbit's foot.
Alexander holds the rabbit foot out for the gnome with the huge hands.
Be all you mad? What aileth thee? A bunny can't trill merrily. A hare does not at all taste sweet. A rabbit here is all we greet.
And then the hardest one of all.
Old Bill Batter, never fatter. Vision can resolve this matter. Look you now and end this chatter.
So, to avoid this, you take the magic ink and pour it all over yourself. Who would have thought?
Alexander pours the contents of the empty-looking ink bottle over himself.
By all that's beauteous, fair, and sightly, 4 morons do I sleep with nightly. There's nothing there at all, I say. Enough of this. Let's now away.
So off they go into the nightmares of children, and
Alexander did it. He's fooled
Success.
the guards.
so that's all for now, I'm thinking. Next time we'll cover more of the Isle of Wonder and whatever else. So stay tuned.